Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday, August 10th, 2022. This week's Nicole Yoki is going to be hopelessly devoted to you in dedication to Olivia Newton-John, who died a couple days ago on Monday, August 8th. It's just a very, very happy song. It's one of my top six. Well, it's probably my top one, actually, but it's the top six karaoke for season one. It's probably number one overall, since it was the first karaoke I ever saw in life. And it's so funny. The song is really, it's funny because it's, I'm all sweaty. It's okay. It's about, like a pathetic person with no life. Can't you see there's nothing else for me to do, is one of the lyrics. And they're hopelessly devoted, and that's me. Hopelessly devoted to my boo. And I wasn't for a long time, but, oh my God, I'm running out of battery. Let's just do this. So I'm going to sing first, and then I'll do a little bit of a rant afterwards. But this was funny, because I think Kelly did this on Valentine's Day in 2020, and I saw it later, like in early March. It came up as a YouTube, and I said, oh, what is this? I thought the Kelly Clarkson show was just some online. I didn't think it was what it was, and I didn't think it was anything. So I was curious, and I looked at, I didn't know what it was. So I went and looked and said, oh my God, she's doing this every day, like these karaoke's, and I didn't know anything about it, but I just fell immediately all over again for my muse, and haven't looked back since. So that's fine, because I'm glad to have my muse back, and I'm never leaving again, no matter what. Never, ever, ever, and that's it. Doesn't matter what happens. So anyway, let's do this, and then I'll rant afterwards if I don't run out of battery. Okay. Hopelessly devoted to you. It was fun too, because I remember it was the skaters. It was Nicole and Noah were skating in the background. Couple skate. It was just so funny. It was funny, corny, but the song is funny and sad at the same time. It's hard to get through it because it's sad and funny. Like this week, like Olivia Newton-John dying is funny and sad at the same. It's not fun, but it's good memories, but sad at the same time, and it's fine. Okay. Guess mine is not the first heartbroken. I can't even get to the first line. I'm not the first. My eyes are not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know. There's just no getting over you. Musical interlude, doo-doo. You know I'm just a fool who's willing to sit around and wait for you. But baby, can't you see? There's nothing else for me to do. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide. Since you pushed my love aside, I'm out of my head. Hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. All right. So I'm in deep, super deep war mode today, this morning, and this week. There's just a lot of funny stuff going on, and I'm trying to figure stuff out. Good news and bad news. And I came out of war mode to sing this, and it cheers me up so much, but it's also sad because now I am convinced that Olivia Newton-John, who sang in Grease, which was a major tobacco ad for the longest time, like bigger than probably Ironic by Alanis Morissette, and possibly even bigger than ex-president Barack Obama smoking cigarettes, possibly bigger than Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones, these big cigarette ads. So it could have been one of the biggest cigarette ads. And it's biggest because it targets women, which the tobacco industry loves. And it was just one of the coolest scenes. And I at the beginning of the week I wasn't sure, but now I'm almost convinced, almost 100%, that Olivia Newton-John was actually murdered. And I know because the tobacco industry and tobacco swamp, I call it, I believe is really desperate this week for all sorts of weird stuff going on. I predicted it a little bit last week. I said it's just really choppy and weird and all sorts of weird stuff's going on in a good way. I think the swamps are falling down a lot, which is good, but I think they're taking a lot of people with them, and I think they took Olivia with them just to have smoking ads. Like everywhere, all over the news was Olivia Newton-John smoking cigarettes from Greece. That's all I saw this week, and they just killed her for that reason, and because it seemed so obvious because she had cancer for the longest time, so nobody's going to question it. But I'm sorry, I'm saying that right now. Okay, another thing that happened this week that has a pharmaceutical swamp running, or the it didn't happen this week, but I'm making like an eye appointment with the eye doctor, and I have insurance through my work, but it's like pulling teeth to get to know how much it's going to cost. And this is what Trump got to the bottom of at the end of 2019. He said he was revamping the whole medical profession and the pharmaceutical industry and everything with their scams and cheating. And he said, why is a hospital the only place you go to, or any kind of medical procedure, the only place where you get services and then you get billed secretly afterwards and you have no idea what the bill's going to be? Like, they should have a list. Eye exam, $150, and post it everywhere, like every other, like a burger joint or any other place. It's so scammy. It's like, oh, we'll decide afterwards when I call them. We'll see afterwards what your insurance is and what this and that, and then we'll bill you. And I can't seem, they might give me a range, but they're not sure, and it depends on all sorts of things. Like, what? That's not capitalism, people. That's just scammy socialism. Anyway, Trump was getting to the bottom of that by the end of 2019, and all the pharmaceutical stocks were tanking, the same way the tobacco stocks tanked as soon as he came into office in 2016. So he was really draining the swamps. Trump was. And he first started with the tobacco swamps, and then he started focusing on the pharmaceutical swamps. By the end of 2019 was doing fine until they just... So I believe, I'm also certain that the... what I call the fake pandemic holocaust. By the way, I'm saying all this now, and I'm posting it before I post it and writing to Twitter, because I want to see what YouTube does with this. Because the pandemic was a fake pandemic. It's not, people did not die of COVID. There is COVID. I mean, there's a virus, but it's less deadly than the flu, and not everybody's dying all over the place. This was just population numbers that were overinflated, that were now we're getting to truthful numbers. But to get to those truthful numbers, they listed all these excess deaths that never existed and never happened. They were just deaths on paper. Nobody died of that. Millions of people did not die of COVID. So I call it the fake pandemic holocaust. But that whole thing was to, because of a diving pharmaceutical company, a pharmaceutical swamp was really going downhill. And of course, all the pharmaceutical stocks went way up over the last 2 years. So now they're going to die again, starting around now. I think they're dying again, and they're going after Trump in spades, and all this stuff's going down this week. But I'm just saying all this now. I'll see if YouTube cancels it, but it's really important now because I try to get ahead of stuff. And it looks like with all this news about Lady Gaga having stuff thrown at her. So Lady Gaga, Alanis Morissette, Barack Obama, and I would say the Rolling Stones. I would say those four people are really deep in tobacco swamp promotions and things like that. So I would, and Olivia Newton-John. And I'm not saying these are bad people or bad artists. I'm just saying they're deep in, or bad politicians. I'm saying they are deep in tobacco swampland, and they made it on tobacco swamp promotions. And a lot of people have, and there's nothing, I'm not being judgmental here. I'm just saying this week, these people that I just mentioned should watch out, because I think there could be some attempts on their lives. Olivia already fell, Olivia Newton-John, and I think it could be Lady Gaga. And I'm specifically worried about ex-President Barack Obama being murdered, and then they're going to blame it on some Trump supporter or something. They're going to try to get the race riots going again with these fake race baiting, I call it, and all this stuff going on, because it worked so well in 2020 to take down Trump. So that's it. I'm just putting the warning out, and I'm going to see if YouTube takes this down or not. And I'm sorry I'm being so serious now, but after being so happy, hopelessly devoted, I can't sing that song straight. It's so funny, and it made me so happy. So we could have joy, but we could have joy right now, and I always have joy, and I always say everything's going to be okay, everybody. Hang in there, and I'm living my best life, and all these things are very truthful. At the same time, it's one of these weeks where people might fall, or I'm trying to prevent certain people from falling. And I don't care if I sound crazy. I really don't. It doesn't matter at this point. So that's it. And I'm out of battery. Everything's going to be okay. Everybody, living my best life. And we'll talk to you on Wednesday. Hang in there. And I hope everybody gets through in one piece. Peace. Bye.